Kobayakawa Hideaki's betrayal at the Battle of Sekigahara was no accident. Behind that decision lay a complex upbringing spanning 20 years, intricately tied to the relationships surrounding him. Holding the fate of Sekigahara in his hands at just 19 years old, he maintained a stalemate for over half a day after the battle began. However, after receiving cannon fire that could be interpreted as a threat from Ieyasu, he finally switched to the Eastern Army. This pivotal moment decided the course of the battle. But, in fact, an even more astonishing truth was hidden within this event. Why did Hideaki betray the Western Army at the last minute? What was the inner conflict he harbored, one that never surfaced? In this video, we will explain 3 key points: why Hideaki underwent repeated adoptions, why he hesitated to make a decision at Sekigahara, and what he gained and lost as the price of his betrayal. Now, let's delve into the untold truths of Kobayakawa Hideaki. The main feature also provides a detailed explanation of why the Kobayakawa clan was extinguished after his death. Kobayakawa Hideaki was born in Tensho 10, 1582, as the second son of Kinoshita Ayasada. His childhood name was Hideyoshi, later called Kingo. He was the nephew of Nene, the principal wife of Toyotomi Hideyoshi. His life took a significant turn when, due to Hideyoshi having no children, he caught the shogun's eye at a young age. Hideyoshi preferred to adopt children from Nene's relatives. In Tensho 14, 1586, at just 5 years old, Hideaki was adopted by Hideyoshi and took the name Hashiba Hideyoshi. This signified his position as a potential heir to the Toyotomi clan. However, with the birth of Hideyori, Hideyoshi's biological son, Hideaki's status dramatically changed. Hideyoshi's favor waned, and his presence within the Toyotomi clan rapidly diminished. Then, in Bunroku 1, 1592, Hideyoshi granted Hideaki as an adopted son to Kobayakawa Takakash, the third son of Mori Motonari and a renowned general. But why did the Toyotomi clan abandon him? Thus, Hashiba Hideyoshi began a new life as Kobayakawa Hideaki. Takakash raised Hideaki as if he were his own son, but complex feelings toward the Toyotomi clan constantly churned within Hideaki's heart. During the Bunroku Kicho War, also known as the Korean campaigns, Hideaki, though young, served as a supreme commander. He achieved numerous military successes, earning great renown. This must have given him significant confidence. Yet, during these Korean campaigns, he once again incurred Hideyoshi's displeasure. Hideyoshi repeatedly reprimanded Hideaki for his withdrawals and strategies, causing his reputation to plummet. His efforts went unrewarded. Hideyoshi was enraged, attempting to demote Hideaki to Echizen province and even confiscate his territories. This could be seen as proof that Hideyoshi had completely lost all affection for Hideaki. It was Tokugawa Ieyasu who saved Hideaki at this point. Ieyasu championed Hideaki, advising Hideyoshi to reconsider his treatment. As a result, Hideaki avoided demotion to Echizen. In Keicho 3, 1598, Toyotomi Hideyoshi passed away. Japan transitioned to a council system led by the 5 elders and 5 commissioners. But real power began to shift towards Ieyasu, who had ingratiated himself with Hideyoshi. Hideaki felt a growing sense of obligation to Ieyasu and drew closer to him. Ieyasu, in turn, recognized Hideaki's connection to the Toyotomi clan and sought to bring him into his own fold. Within Hideaki's heart, a complex mix of loyalty to Toyotomi Hideyori since childhood and gratitude to Ieyasu for saving him from despair intertwined. He was deeply troubled, unsure which side to choose. Just before the Battle of Sekigahara began, Hideaki received fervent invitations from the Western Army. Ishida Mitsunari, in particular, anticipated that Hideaki's actions would greatly influence the course of the battle. Hideaki accepted the Western Army's invitation, but his true intentions remained unsettled. Why did Hideaki waver between the two factions? It was deeply rooted in his past. In Keicho 5, 1600, the decisive Battle of Sekigahara erupted. Hideaki, as a member of the Western Army, deployed his large force of 15,000 men on Mount Matsuo, overlooking the main battlefield. Mount Matsuo was located at the western edge of Sekigahara, a crucial strategic point for cutting off the Western Army's retreat and ambushing the Eastern Army. It was clear that a single move by Hideaki could drastically change the battle's outcome. The battle began early in the morning. Both armies clashed fiercely, but a back-and-forth struggle continued, with no resolution even past noon. The situation was a complete stalemate. Hideaki watched the battle unfold from Mount Matsuo. Siding with the Western Army would fulfill his loyalty to the Toyotomi clan, but it would mean betraying his obligation to Ieyasu. If he sided with the Eastern Army, he would become a traitor to the Toyotomi clan and earn infamy for future generations. However, it would mean repaying the favor of Ieyasu, who had saved him. His heart was torn asunder. Furthermore, Hideaki harbored distrust towards Ishida Mitsunari, the commander-in-chief of the Western Army. Dissatisfaction with his assessment during the Korean campaigns and his subsequent treatment also contributed to his indecision. Impatient with Hideaki's inaction past noon, Ieyasu finally ordered an artillery barrage directed at Mount Matsuo. This was known as the Inquiry Cannon. This cannon fire was more than just a threat. Ieyasu sent a strong message to Hideaki: join the Eastern Army immediately, or be annihilated by bombardment. With direct pressure from Ieyasu and his distrust of the Western Army at its peak, Hideaki finally made his decision. He led his own forces in a fierce assault on the Western Army's main camp. At the moment the switch of betrayal was flipped, what was in his heart? Was it a decision to survive, or was it to settle old grievances? The betrayal by the Kobayakawa contingent instantly changed the tide of the Battle of Sekigahara. Hideaki first attacked neighboring units, such as Wakasaka Yasuharu's contingent, which had been allied with the Western Army. This caused other Western Army units to also switch sides one after another. The betrayal domino effect from Mount Matsuo spread disarray throughout the Western Army, leading to a complete collapse. Units led by Ishida Mitsunari and Konishi Yukinaga, who had been fighting valiantly, were put at a disadvantage and annihilated. The Battle of Sekigahara concluded with the Eastern Army's victory in just half a day, with Hideaki's betrayal serving as the decisive blow. Japan's fate was now in Tokugawa Ieyasu's hands, and Japanese history changed dramatically. After the battle, Hideaki was granted vast territories totaling 550,000 koku in Baizen and Mimasaka provinces for his merits, becoming the lord of Okayama Castle. This was an unprecedented reward. However, his heart found no satisfaction. He was branded a betrayer by those around him, earned the resentment of former Western Army generals, and was even scorned by the Eastern Army generals. Hideaki tried to fill the void in his heart by drowning himself in sake and hosting feasts day and night. However, these actions only deepened his isolation from those around him. The mental strain also affected his body. He became sickly, and his physical health rapidly deteriorated. The turbulent life he experienced at such a young age was consuming him. Then, in Keicho 7, 1602, Kobayakawa Hideaki died of illness at the young age of 21. It was just 2 years after Sekigahara. Why did he depart the world so young? After his death, the Kobayakawa clan had no successor, leading to its extinction. A daimyo family holding 550,000 koku vanished from history just 2 years after the victory at Sekigahara. Ieyasu had maximized Hideaki's betrayal but never fully trusted him. The label of betrayer may have been convenient for Ieyasu as well. Kobayakawa Hideaki's life can be described as a tragic tale of suffering and manipulation caught between the Toyotomi and Tokugawa clans. Did he betray by his own will, or was he coerced? Later historians have also engaged in various debates regarding his evaluation. There was a complex human figure that could not be fully described as merely a simple betrayer. What was the heavy burden history imposed on him? Perhaps it was that, despite being of Toyotomi blood, he could not resist the currents of the era and was used in Tokugawa's unification of Japan. Why did Hideaki undergo repeated adoptions? It was because he was caught in a whirlwind of complex political motives. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's whims, Takakaj's wishes, and Ieyasu's intervention. Why did he hesitate at Sekigahara? Distrust of the Western Army, obligation to Ieyasu, and loyalty to the Toyotomi clan. All of these factors placed him in an agonizing dilemma. What he gained as the price of betrayal was temporary status and vast territories. But what he lost was his family name, his honor, and his own life. Kobayakawa Hideaki, remembered as the betrayer of Sekigahara. Yet, his all-too-short life may have been that of a tragic general, buffeted by the waves of his era. If only his life had been blessed with slightly different choices, history might have revealed a different outcome.